I have been reading an article about the difference between East and Western Trinitarian theologies, or at least the failure of that East-West paradigm. So in Moltmann and Lecugner and Zizoulis and Gunton, they all assume this paradigm split between East, which emphasizes the threeness of the persons, and West, which kind of emphasizes the oneness of the Trinity. And basically, over the last decade or so, or even more than a decade, a number of articles have been published that critique this paradigm. Moltmann and Lecugner and Zizoulis owe this paradigm to a turn of the 20th century church historian called Regnon. And Regnon put forward this idea of distinct theologies, East and West, and this kind of emphasis on the distinctness of the persons, or the unity of the Trinity. And what these articles have brought about is a reconsideration of this paradigm and a critique of this paradigm that shows that it's fundamentally a misunderstanding of the patristic sources, and there just really is no grounds for any kind of robust split between Eastern and Western theology when it comes to the Trinity. So it's odd that we still see people like Zizoulis in the early 2000s still affirming this paradigm when it's been pretty much discredited. And I guess that's part of the course for the developments of theological research. You know, some of these assumptions will remain, some of them will be challenged and have to be revised. And so the kind of off-the-cuff, kind of flippant assumptions of this kind of East-West split, there really is no justification for that kind of thing. And I guess it's definitely worth taking into account when I write about it, because that's a change that's occurred over the last 30 years in Trinitarian theology, is approach to this kind of paradigm. So we can owe a good deal to it. Like, it's certainly good, the fact that we've seen the emergence of social doctrines of the Trinity, but the paradigm that partly catalysed those theologies needs to be either completely revised or retired. So there we go. The arguments in favour of or against this paradigm can be found in the notes. References to Michael Barnes and Ayres as particular critics of that model.